Good evening. This is Angel Santiago. I am here for the Ballistipax Cup Series on SRM, the Sim Racing Media Network. We are live from Richmond, Virginia for the Children's Hospital of Richmond at VCU 160. Today is an exciting one for most of these drivers as we begin the playoffs for the first time ever for the Ballistipax Cup Series with the Sidewinder Racing Leagues. We'll go over our track and race info briefly before we head off to our pole sitters. Our pole sitter, my apologies. Nonetheless, it is a nice, cool 72 degrees outside. No humidity, partly cloudy, just 2 miles per hour winds on a 0.72 mile track length. We'll go ahead and drop this right here. Let's bring up your points. It's right before we begin. Evan Pienta, Michael Edwards tied for first with 2 victories coming into here. Derek Watkins, Adam Bazale with wins as well. James C. Jones in a decisive win last week at Talladega to secure his spot in the playoffs, gain himself a point. Jalen Battle, Chris Alkire as well. DG Swiss, we hate to have to announce, but he will have to miss out today. He's dealing with some power issues back at his home. Dominating season, had the most points coming into here, was a regular season champion. So DG, we miss you. We hope you can get back into the groove next week. They have 2 races before the cutoff. John T. Garrett, Josh Anderson, Jeremy Clapper, and J.R. Deal are the 4 guys on the outside looking in. We'll drop out of here. We're going to go with Joe Selby here. He's going to be your pole sitter today. We're going to give it a moment before we bring him in. They're talking with all the drivers. Hey, Joe, this is Angel with the SRM broadcast booth. You got me?
Good evening. I got you loud and clear.
Well, Joe, you have got yourself the pole for the first race here in the championship race. Now, you're not in the playoffs, but you're here to play spoiler, aren't you?
I would love to. I actually also had the pole last night in our Xfinity race and didn't lead a single lap. So I'm hoping tonight's pole goes a little bit better than last night's race did for me.
Absolutely. We'll let you go here. We see the lights are off on the pace car. You're getting ready to go green. Good luck, have fun, and go play spoiler for those guys.
Thank you.
All right, that was Joe Selby. Looks like the pace lights are back on here. My apologies. I just didn't want to get in his way. Nonetheless, Joe Selby's going to be your pole sitter today. We'll go ahead and grab the rest of your drivers here in just a moment. Joe Selby's in first. Evan Pienta, the first of your playoff drivers, in second. Nigel Christensen, close effort to making it last week, couldn't quite get there. John Garrett as well in championship contention. Michael Edwards, Tyler Stillwell, Josh Anderson, Mike Thomas, Christopher Alkire, Adam Bazale, Steve T. Cole, and Kyle Akers as well. We're going to go ahead and get going here. It is time to go green here for the Children's Hospital of Richmond 160 at Richmond Raceway. Here comes the drivers. They dive down here into turn 1. Joe Selby's going to easily take the lead and hang on over Evan Pienta as they continue to battle it out right behind them. They're going to single file at least 4, 5, 6 ways through. Here you got Josh Anderson now looking under. Oh, we got somebody up in the wall. We'll jump over, see who that is. That is Tyler Stillwell. He's going to stay out of the way. A little bit of a struggle here to start this race. As you see, Jeremy Clapper going to his inside along with J.R. Deal. Now, J.R. Deal was not supposed to be in the playoffs. However, he was able to make it because one of the other drivers who while he had won a race, did not compete in enough races to be able to make it into the championship race. So JR Deal got his chance, and he's here for it. As you can see, Evan Pienta took the lead not long after. We'll go ahead and jump back to that. He gets a good run here off of turn 4 as they're coming down the front stretch down here to turn 1. Joe's not going to put up a big fight. He got a lot of laps to go. He'll let him ride on by. Evan Pienta is currently your leader. We'll go ahead and do the field here. Let's see if we got any other battles. Looks like Alkire and Adam Bazeo side by side here battling it out. You'll see just about all the playoff drivers this week. They have blue front lips, splitters, whichever ones you want to call them for here, and that nice, real thin spoilers as they are in that 750 horsepower package for Richmond. So you see most of the playoff drivers with their blues on them. Evan Pienta, see him with his blue. John Garrett as well. Josh Anderson moving up 2 spots already into the 5th spot, starting back in 7th. Adam Bazale, the man on the move, also in the playoffs. And it doesn't have his blue on there, but he is in the playoffs, so keep an eye out for him. He's up 4 spots already, starting in 10th. Michael Edwards, nice to see him back at the racetrack. He's had to miss a few races here this season, but happy to have him back. He had a dominating start to the season, so we'll see what he can do here in the playoffs. Hopefully nice and freshened up, ready to go. Good looking car today in the number 14 Ford Mustang. Christopher Alkire as well in that emotional victory at Auto Club earlier this year. Kyle Akers, the next man looking in, or to say the first guy looking in or looking out for the playoffs. Couldn't quite make it. A valiant effort last week as well at Talladega. So he'll look to try to play spoiler along with Joe Selby there. And Nigel Christensen, who's in the 4th spot. Derek Watkins as well. We've seen his success this year. He's been a consistent, fast driver throughout the season. So I know he's in 11th place right now, but we'll see him move up as the race continues. Jeremy Clapper. I know his car is already normally blue, so it's kind of hard to tell. But yes, he is in the playoffs as well. See Tyler Stillwell here in his number 38 DoorDash Ford Mustang. JR Deal. We'll bring the points back up right in front of everybody. I know kind of covering the screen, but just so you guys can get an idea and to remember where the points were going into today's race. We'll put this up again throughout the race just so everybody can keep track of that. But as a reminder, JR Deal and Adam Bazale, while it doesn't show with their blue spoilers, they are in the playoffs. So we'll go back up to the leader here. Evan Pienta is now pulled out to a 1.5 second lead over that of Joe Selby, our pole sitter. He did get to lead his lap, so if he's worried about not being able to lead any laps today, he's got his lap led at the very least. John Garrett here in the 3rd position. Now, John Garrett actually just finished competing in a championship for another series, so this is, this is no fluke. This man is used to running for championships, racing in the truck series of the Southern Grown Racing, and ended up finishing 3rd after an eventful race at Talladega. Quite a few wrecks, but was able to finish 3rd and get himself 3rd in the championship. So he's looking for 2 more spots by the end of this season. Now, I know you guys saw we had a cutoff in our point standings there. That would refer to what they do here is they do have a cutoff system after 2 races, the bottom 4. So we go from 12 drivers to 8 after tonight's race. And let me bring up this schedule. Next week, I'm sorry, they will be at Kansas. Oh, you see Michael Edwards gets loose up above Derek Watkins, and again they're off of turn 2. So Michael Edwards got a bit of a handful right now early on in this race. So next week is at Kansas. That will be the cutoff for the bottom 4 drivers. Then they will be at Charlotte on Wednesday, August 25th, and then September 1st we are at Homestead. That will be the final cutoff, going from 8 drivers to 4 drivers, where on Wednesday, September 8th, the Ballistipax Cup Series will crown its very first champion at Phoenix. And I think you can see who has some success here might transfer over to Phoenix. I know they're not exactly the same tracks, but got the 750 horsepower package, so that'll be an interesting case to see who has success here today. Maybe give us an eye as to who might may or may not be the favorites for the championship. Of course, pending that they make it there. Getting words as well that James Jones was not able to make it to today's race, so we'll be looking for a strong one along with DG Swiss next week at Kansas. So they'll both really be looking for wins to try to get themselves through to the next rounds. That's go on, Frankie. Let's see. We got close battles at the moment. Looks like Tyler Stillwell, Jeremy Clapper, and Michael Edwards are all over each other. Let's pull it back. There's quite a bit of smoke in the air here. We're going to go for a bit of a further view up top, as Jeremy Clapper will get himself clear of these guys. Michael Edwards continues his fall back. Oh, we got a car in the wall. Looks like that is the number 20 of Nigel Christensen. Let's see what happened to Christensen there. Oh, contact with the 41 of Derek Watkins. That's not what you're looking for. Let's go ahead and rewind this a little bit, see what exactly happened. Looks like they're going here into turn 1. Yes, they're coming through here. Derek Watkins, I just think that Derek mistimed how early the 20 was going to break there. Looks like the 20 was just trying to take it in a little easier, and 41 was ready to drive it in deep, as that is what Derek Watkins does, not in a bad way. He knows how to do it. That's why he's been so successful this season. So that's definitely going to hurt the 41 of Derek Watkins more than it'll hurt Christensen, considering Watkins is here for playoffs. Looks like he's still on track, still going here in the 11th position right now. And we've got our first caution of the day. We'll jump down. That's going to be Tyler Stillwell. Let's see what happened here. We are in turns, looks like 1 and 2 here, coming off of turn 2. Oh, yeah, you know, let me go ahead and get a better view of that. My apologies. Let's see. Looks like, oh, he just got loose off the turn, and oh, nowhere for Jeremy Clapper to go. That's going to affect another playoff driver. So that's a few playoff drivers today already affected. Not what they need for the first race in the hunt for the championship. For those watching on YouTube live with us, go ahead and interact. Go ahead and get in the comment section. We'll talk to you. If you're looking to see any drivers in specific, just let us know. I'm going to jump over here. Evan Pienta's going to go ahead and bring it down pit road, as does Adam Bazeo, Kyle Akers, Jeremy Clapper, Steve T. Cole. We figured Clapper might have to come in maybe for some damage repair. Now these drivers, well, you see some damage on the side of the Evan Pienta's car. Just a little tap of the wall. It happens. It's short track racing here. You're going to get into the wall. If you're not getting into the wall, you're probably not pushing it hard enough. Adam Bazeo is going to be in for a quick 6-second stop. So imagine gas and go. Looks like Pienta's maybe just going to go ahead and He knows it's a long race. Go ahead and get this car fixed up before he's got any other issues. Jeremy Clapper's off. Steve T. Cole's on. And there goes Pienta. 36 second stops. We'll lose quite a bit here. And now we got a couple other drivers coming in. Nigel Christensen, J.R. Deal, Mike Thomas, Adam Bazeo, and Christopher Alkire all coming down pit road. So Joe Selby was your pole sitter for today's race in first. John T. Garrett in second. Josh Anderson in third. Michael Edwards in fourth. Derek Watkins didn't pit. Must feel like the damage wasn't enough. So your top five is going to be currently all playoff drivers. Then you look right back there in the seventh spot of Jeremy Clapper, also another playoff driver. And then you see Evan Pienta in what I will believe will be the ninth position once they cycle back through here. So, actually, not your top five. My apologies. Joe's front lip is going to get me confused a couple of different times. He joined in a little bit late, so had to miss a few races, but he's definitely got playoff quality racing. And you can see that here with the pole position, and he's done quite a damn good job the last couple races we've had. So far, we are 29 laps into the 160 laps of this race here at Richmond. Now, we did see some drivers come down pit road. Not quite sure if they all took tires or not. I can imagine Nigel Christensen, Mike Thomas were those who didn't take tires. They were on for less than 7 seconds. Nonetheless, the reason why I mentioned this is kind of important is that there are 4 total sets that these drivers are giving for today's race, and that pretty clear numbers. 160 laps, 4 sets of tires. That means you got to go about 40 laps on each set of tires. So a couple guys coming in early, maybe using an extra set here. I mean, if it goes green, if this goes green for a full fuel run, they'll be the guys in position to make up the most time. Here we are. This is going to be the restart. Joe Selby, great jump for our pole sitters. He'll easily take the lead. Now, John Garrett's going to get a good start, as is Josh Anderson. But Josh is not going to go ahead and drive it in deep. Probably could have just knows early in the race, take it calm. He'll stay side by side now with Michael Edwards for third. Michael's going to have that nice run off the turn. Let's see, can Josh rotate the bottom better? No, he's going to have to get off the throttle just a little bit. That'll allow Michael Edwards to get past him. And we've got a crash. Cautions out here in lap 32. You know, they say cautions breed cautions. Actually, nice to see Michael Edwards. We were just talking about how he was dropping. I mean, he was back in 12th, 13th position earlier. He's all the way back up to the third spot. So nice strategy for him. Let's go ahead and jump in and see where we are at. Let's see, this will be number 38, Tyler Stillwell. Drives here into turn 3, gets on the apron just a little bit, and all it takes to go sideways. Oh, he's going to make slight contact with Christopher Alkire. Oh, we got to hope Alkire didn't sustain much damage. He looks pretty good there. A little bit of damage to the back end of Alkire, though. That must have been in a different situation. There's a playoff contender we don't want to see with any issues. You see number 54 of Revenger. You see him racing in a couple last few races so far here in the Ballistipax Cup Series. He's trying to get his feet wet, trying to improve every single race as he's done. And I always say one of my favorite looking cars. Nice, simple paint scheme, but the color scheme I think works great. And it's kind of hard not to love the double stripes on a Ford Mustang. So you see Revenger looking to get his points back. Now, I will say I jumped into the practice session a little bit earlier before the race started, trying to get in with some of these drivers, and this setup for the that iRacing has for these cars at this track just it's not very good. So, gotta give a break to all these drivers here, toughing it out. I mean, this thing pushes like a dump truck trying to go into any corner. You have to let off so early, be on the brakes, but not too hard because they lock up so easily. You really got to put a lot of wheel into this. So these drivers, like, we know they put in a ton of practice. They won a championship, so you know they're gonna put in that practice. But I got to give it to them. This is not an easy car to drive here, at least for the initial setup that iRacing has set up at the moment. We're waiting for these guys to get through. Should come to one to go, or I'm sorry, two to green. Let's see, one to green. Look at the lights on that pace car. Yep, lights on the pace car off. We're gonna see these guys double it back up. Shouldn't be too much of a surprise that Joe would be choosing the inside. As we had previously mentioned, he is not in the championship. I know with the blue front, it looks like it, but he does carry the Ballistipax sponsor on his car, and he just kind of has had a beautiful paint scheme all season long. So just kind of happened to be for it. So look for the blue front ends and the blue spoilers. Pace car rolls down pit road. Joe Selby's gonna line him up, and he is gone. Big jump for Joe Selby. He'll take the lead here easily across the line as John Garrett and Michael Edwards will battle it out here for second. John Garrett will clear Michael Edwards. Josh Anderson's gonna get a nice run off the turn. Michael's gonna easily clear him. Here comes Kyle Akers looking to make a move on Josh Anderson. Josh rolls the bottom really well to turn 3 and 4, but he had to check up there for Michael Edwards, not trying to run into the back of him, and that's going to cost him some time as Kyle Akers is going to get to his outside. He'll drive it in deep and make the pass on Josh Anderson. Here comes Evan Pienta right behind, along with Adam Bazales. They're side by side now for 6th position. Oh, Adam's got... Oh, look at how he just rolls it off of turn 4. That was fantastic. He's really got that car rolling there off turn 4. That's really going to help. If you can put the power down off turn 4, you're going to make up a lot of time on that front stretch and going into 1 and 2. As Adam's going to get a nice big run off of turn 2. He'll look to the bottom now of Josh Anderson, the number 7. Josh is not going to put up too much of a fight here. He'll just let him ride on by. Josh has got an approach today. I spoke with him earlier in the race. Is just trying to make it to the end of the race, trying to be there when it matters. Don't push it now. As you see, he'll roll right through. Josh rolls the middle of the corner pretty well compared to some of these guys. You'll see he'll drive in a little deeper and he rolls off pretty good. So that's going to be a good sign, hopefully, for the later ends of this run. Jump back up to the leader here. Joe Selby's now pulled off to a half-second lead over John Garrett. John Garrett, and look, Kyle Akers has actually made his way up to 3rd position, so he's on the move here. We mentioned earlier he'd like to play playoff spoiler, and we might have a battle for the win of 2 non-playoff drivers trying to say, hey, I deserve to be in there. I'm going to go take these wins away from you guys. John Garrett will be happy running in 2nd place right now. Adam Bazale is the next playoff driver, 2 spots behind him. 1.8 seconds back is that of Michael Edwards, as he's now got company from Evan Pienta, who was leading this race earlier on. Came in about 17 laps ago for some repairs, some fuel, and probably some tires. Evan Pienta now will clear Michael Edwards for the 5th position. Josh Anderson right there, the number 7 in 7th place, as he gets a little bit tight there, looks like, off of turn 2. This will give Derek Watkins a chance to get to his inside. talked about Josh rolling the turn through the turns really well, and you can see that right there. So he'll get a nice launch off of turn 4 to stay side by side with Derek. We'll see. Oh, he'll drive it in deeper than he has normally, trying to stay alongside that of Derek Watkins. How does he do here off turn 2? Still got a nice run. God, these drivers, the way they do it, I don't know. I was trying to drive this track earlier, and it was just so hard to roll through the corners the way you want to, the way you would in probably the current Gen Cup cars. And I think Josh is looking to use Michael Edwards maybe as a pick here. Michael, we've seen struggle in the long runs. Hasn't come to pit road yet to get fresh tires. They're going to go 3 wide behind him. Oh, Michael's going to lock it up right in front of Allcar and put him into the wall. Not quite. So Derek Watkins had to go low to avoid Edwards and Josh Anderson. Here comes Steve T. Cole to spoil the party, and Allcar, great awareness between him and Michael Edwards. Michael will give up the spot easily here to Allcar, showing some respect. You know, I just heard him over the radio apologizing. You know, no driver ever means to lock it up doing that. So nice job on the both of them to keep it off of the wall, off of each other. See now Jeremy Clapper looking to come up here, Michael Edwards. See Tyler Stillwell here. He is not on the lead lap. J.R. Deals is the next car here. Is now John Garrett's dropped to 4th. Adam Bazale's moved into 2nd place. Kyle Akers still in 3rd. Here comes John Garrett in 4th. So him and Adam have switched spots here. Nice jump so far. Adam Bazale started the race in the 10th position. He has made his way up to 2nd place. And Kyle Akers started this race in the 12th position. He's up 9 spots into the 3rd spot. So nice job for Kyle Akers here as well. Joe Selby still here looking to hold on to the lead, but here comes the number 55 of Adam Bazale. He has gotten on a nice run the last few races, looking for some good momentum going into the playoffs. He had it. He'll take the lead here easily through 1 and 2. I think Joe just said, go on by. You caught me. I shouldn't try to fight for you or fight for this lead too hard this early. We've seen a lot of maturity over these drivers as the season has gone on. They've become more patient, and we've seen it in the racing overall, how much it is improved. Kyle Akers still here in the 3rd spot, looking to be the first guy that's not in the playoffs to be running. Looking to catch that of Joe Selby. John Garrett still here in the 4th position. Derek Watkins now up 9 spots from his starting position, all the way back in 14th, so he's up here to the 5th spot. Christopher Allcar looking pretty good here, running in 6th place. Evan Pienta looking to make his way up as well. Hasn't been able to make up as many spots as I think as he was hoping for as we get coming down pit road there. As now they're going to take him 3 wide. Steve T. Cole, Josh Anderson, all the 3 wide here off of turn 2. Steve Cole's going to pull away. Josh is going to let up, but I think Pienta decided to as well. Wow, what great situational awareness by all 3 of those drivers to know what to do and not get into each other. Very hard to be 3 wide here at Richmond. Hard to be side by side, so going 3 wide and getting through there without a scratch. Great job. As here comes Josh Anderson, a huge run through 1 and 2. He'll clear Evan Pienta, put Evan back into the 9th position. So Evan's losing time. Oh, he's on the apron. He's coming down pit road. I'm not sure if Evan's got a problem. Maybe deciding a short pit, maybe some strategy here. He's going to lose at least 2 laps here. As here comes the leader of Adam Bazale. He'll cross the start finish line, and he will put Evan Pienta 1 lap down. We'll have to see what the situation is there for Evan. Joe Selby's about 1 and a 10-second back, but here comes the battle for second. Kyle Akers side by side with Joe as they're going to dive down here into turn 3. We'll see how well does Kyle roll that bottom. He saw him right up against the yellow line. Oh, and Joe's going to be in the wall. That's going to cost him 2nd place. You don't even see a scratch on that, so it's just enough to tap it and slow him down, but that allowed Kyle Akers to easily clear him for the 2nd position. Here comes Evan Pienta off of pit road, right in front of the leaders. He'll be right behind Adam Bazale with 4 fresh tires. So He'll look to the inside and try to get one of his 2 laps back from the leader there. Nothing Adam's going to be able to do. Adam is on 30-lap old tires. Last pitted there on lap 27. Kyle Akers pitted on lap 26 as Joe's looking to make the move back up here for second place. Fighting back with him. Joe has not come to pit road, and we've got a caution here on lap 58 of 160. Oh, it looks like Michael Edwards. That's Mike Thomas. Heavy, heavy damage for Mike Thomas. We'll go back here and see what all happened. See Michael Edwards battling here with Thomas. Oh, it looks like Thomas. Oh, it looks like Edwards came down as Thomas was coming up, just trying to get to the same real estate. Oh, that's going to hurt. I don't see any way these guys would have had an issue with before for that to have been intentional in any way at all. So, looks like it just happened to going for the same real estate there. Michael Edwards maybe thought Mike had a better run. Not exactly sure what happened there. So Michael Edwards probably going to have to get that car repaired. Maybe a fast repair. We definitely know Mike Thomas is going to need a fast repair after that one. Let's try this. Oh yeah, just coming from the same race. He came down a little bit, one going up a little bit. Just bad timing for the both of them. Steve T. Cole's coming on pit road. This is Michael Edwards. As much as we would have figured, actually, Joe Selby did pit there at lap 58, right when that his first time available there. John Garrett did as well. Derek Watkins pitting there. Josh Anderson as well, so he'll come back out here in the 7th position for the number 7 car. Started in 7th place, so go ahead and go for 3 7s there. Jeremy Clapper here in 8th. J.R. Deal in 9th, and Steve T. Cole rolling off here in the 10th position. Nigel Christensen as well here in 11th. Tyler Stillwell getting some repairs here on pit road. I believe he got his lap back. Being the first car lap down, Michael Edwards getting his repairs done. Mike Thomas looks like he's got himself a fresh number 1 Chevrolet Camaro. And then Evan Pienza still, looks like he'll be the first car maybe a lap down. Mike Thomas might be here. Actually, getting word here for James Jones. Actually not here. James is a teacher over in Arizona, and looks like he's got some mandatory classes he's got to get done for something. Looks like required there by the government for all the teachers to get done. So, James, sorry that you're not here. Hope you can be back next week. So, right now, Adam Bazale's in first. Kyle Akers in second. Both these guys up 9 and 10 spots respectively. Christopher Alcar, look at this man up here in the 3rd position. Trying to prove to all these drivers that his win was no fluke and he's in the playoffs to make a run for the championship. That is a Navy vet. That's why he's running those Navy colors as he does every week. We've spoken before on iRacing is to raise awareness for suicide prevention. So we always appreciate anybody out there for that reason. We'll jump to the leaders here. Adam Bazale and Kyle Akers side by side. Pace cars down pit road, and Adam Bazale is gone. Look at the jump by Christopher Alcar. Timed it nicely, a little bit loose there. It's very easy to get loose here in the straightaways. Not a lot of grip. But Christopher Alcar looking to roll the bottom. Can't quite clear that of Kyle Akers. Oh, he's going to clear him, I think. Can he clear him here to turn 3? Oh, he's going to slide up right in front of him. He'll put the slide job on Kyle Akers and move to 2nd place. But here comes Joe Selby in the number 99. He'll stay side by side with Allkire. Joe's going to drive it in deep, and he'll clear Allkire here for the second position. Now comes Derek Watkins to follow. Now Christopher Allkire last pitted on lap 27, so he's getting freight trained right now with those drivers with fresh tires, as John Garrett and Josh Anderson looking to go by here as well. Evan Pienta looking to make up some time. He's not on the lead lap. Is the first car one lap down. However, I wouldn't put it past him if we get a long green flag run here to move up and take his lap back the hard way. We jump back up to first place here. Joe Selby's in the lead. Adam Bazile lost it. Let's go ahead and see what all happened. You see Joe's going to get a nice run here off of turn 4. He'll stay close to Adam. Drive deep here to turn 1. Oh, he drove it in deep to take that lead. Adam Bazile last pitted on lap 27. You see he's just going to lose some more spots. Not sure if he decided he wanted to save that set of tires maybe that he had to use early. So he's dropped now back to the 5th position. On this lap, Jeremy Clapper just had his fastest lap of the day here. So he's looking to move up into the 5th position. Now looking on Adam Bazile. Tags the apron a little bit there, but fresh tires should allow him to get a better run here off of turn 4. So Joe Selby's back in the lead, our pole sitter. Derek Watkins in second. John Garrett in third. Josh Anderson's looking on his bumper. Josh has got a hungry Evan Pienta behind him. Might not be a bad decision for Josh to let Evan go and maybe just follow in his footsteps. Let Evan open up the floodgates for him as he tries to make up some time. Right now, Derek Watkins is your biggest mover of the race. 12 spots he has moved up so far. Jeremy Clapper's moved up 10 spots as he is now in the 5th position. But he's got a hungry Tyler Stillwell. Brought out 2 more cautions earlier today, but he's got that never back down spirit clearly as he's all the way back into the 6th position and on the lead lap. So shows no matter what happens to him, you got a long race still. We're not quite halfway done yet with this race either, so plenty of time to still make up, and that's what we know Evan Pienta can do. He's got plenty of time to make up where I still would definitely put him as a contender for this race come the final 90 laps. Joe Selby's pulled out to a 1.5 second lead over John Garrett as John looks to try to hold off Derek Watkins here. They're staying right up on each other. Evan Pienta did get past Josh Anderson. Here's Josh Anderson, but 7/10 behind this group in front of him as there's 4 playoff drivers, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and then Evan a lap down, trying to make up his laps the hard way. Him and Michael Edwards were only 2-time winners this season. Evan Pienta will clear Derek Watkins as he is about 2 seconds behind that of the leader Joe Selby to get his lap back. But I wouldn't put it past him. Here comes Tyler Stillwell. He's moved into the 5th spot, making his way past Jeremy Clapper. Tyler just put his fastest lap of the day at 22:27. As leader Josh Anderson has now made his way up to Derek Watkins. He's going to look high here, try to get himself a nice run. He's going to jump on board with Josh Anderson, see what his move looks like as he chases down the 3rd position there, Derek Watkins, and a playoff contender. So he'll enter a little bit higher here. Nice and downshift corners. See, keeping the nice. That's going to be big when it comes to saving that right run, minimizing the heat that goes into it. Very smooth there. It's going to be nice. It's nice to see the difference that Josh has figured out here over this 80 lap race. I spoke to him during the practice session earlier and I can tell you, it's cursing the way these cars are driving around here, saying it is a brick on wheels. Right now, he's got that brick on wheels and figured out where to go. He's in the fourth position, just aching to move past Derek Watkins. He jumps that up the leader right now. He's got a 1.3-second lead. He's coming up on some lap traffic in front of him. You see the 43 of Christopher Allkire now is falling down to the 12th position with full tires. Oh, here comes Revan Jurin, number 54. He's trying to go out of the way of the leaders. He does just that. Here, Joe had to get off strong there to avoid driving into the side of Allkire. Allkire let him ride on by without a problem. He's going to look a little bit further away here on this fantastic views brought to you by SRM and one of the men in charge, Cliff Quarterman. I hope I said your last name right. Sorry if I didn't, but does a great job. He said he's got uses some type of camera packs. He modifies them, but it's a lot of work to modify these cameras if you've ever tried it. So great views thanks to Cliff here at SRM. As we look on the leaders, he's catching more lap traffic here in turns 3 and 4. Let's take it to the boots view. One of my favorite views, and I love doing this. Not something we get to do often. It's got to be at these short tracks where we get a view of all the cars moving around the track at the same time. Let's jump back though here with your leader. You see he's got some clear real estate in front of him. John Garrett's now moved here closer, picking off about 1/10 of a second there on your leader. He was 2/10 faster the last time around. We'll see what he's got here. A little bit slower this time around as he had to deal with some lap traffic as well. Right now, these drivers are about 1.5 seconds off of their fastest times. While these drivers continue here, let's go ahead and take a moment for Ballistipax commercial. Go ahead and talk about the series title sponsor and what they do. Alright, that was your Ballistipax commercial. Ballistipax, creator of the Survivor 1 backpack, which features a patented quick-draw ballistic body armor system that employs insect with just one hand. While concealing your body armor, the Survivor 1 also functions as a traditional backpack. You'll find storage for your laptop, accessories, and other mission essential items that you may need. Right now, Ballistipax is throwing a fantastic special. Go to Ballistipax.com, where currently the whole store is 50% off for a limited time. Here we are, 86 laps into the 160 lap race, the first one in the playoffs, and by no surprise, we have a driver not competing for the championship, making his way for the lead. Adam Bazell all the way up in the wall there, off of turn 4. That's going to slow him down. We saw him. He was he's currently on a different pit strategy from everybody else. Last pitted 60 laps ago. Kyle Akers is going to go ahead and just say, I am done. I've got to come to pit road for some fresh tires. We'll see when Adam Bazell, maybe Christopher Allkire have to do the same. Those are the only 2 drivers left who have not pit since lap 27. Adam's just trying to hold on here, hoping for a caution. As now Joe Selby's continued on his lead, but John Garrett has continued to crunch that lead up, now down to 0.8 of a second. John Garrett currently the number 66 Chevy Camaro. Fort Worth screen printing. It looks like maybe Christopher Allkire was in the wall. Ooh, I don't know. Oh, heavy damage to him and Michael Edwards here. No caution. Sounds like Allcar said he may have blown a tire. He's trying to get out of the way and just didn't see Edwards in time. So a heavy contact for two playoff drivers there. That's definitely going to hurt them. Both drivers already struggling here in this race and just adding insult to injury. No caution was brought out for that. Both drivers stayed out of the way. Both will be on pit road looking to get some repairs done as Joe Selby's continuing to lead. My apologies. We've stabilized from first to second, about 0.8 to about 0.9 of a second lead. Derek Watkins in third place, about 3 seconds behind second place. Tyler Stillwell's made his way up to fourth. Josh Anderson in fifth. You see Adam Bazale there. I'm sorry, Evan Pienta. He's not the first car lap down right now. Steve T. Cole is. So Evan will be looking to catch him. Looks like Evan's loose there. All the way down the front stretch. Not uncommon whatsoever here at Richmond. Jeremy Clapper's made his way up to the 6th position. So we've got John Garrett, your current playoff driver, would probably be in the points lead. Actually, we missed it. I missed it. My apologies. At lap 80, where we had the top 10 earned bonus points. Let's see, here at lap 80, Evan Pienta, let's see, he's an 11. Tyler Stillwell made the pass on. Yeah, I won't be able to go back and check that. Sorry about that, folks, for forgetting about the halfway points. As now Joe Selby's pulled away to a 1.2 second lead over John Garrett, so he's just trying to make up some of that time again. Derek Watkins now about 5.6 seconds behind the leader. Tyler Stillwell still in fourth, Josh Anderson in fifth. But we do know John Garrett, Derek Watkins, Josh Anderson, Jeremy Clapper, J.R. Deal, all earning bonus points at that mark, the halfway mark. Something they're definitely looking. Evan Pienta, that's not what he needed. He moved back into the 10th spot just a little bit too late. That time around, Adam Bazale with a fresh set of tires just put down his fastest lap of the day at 22:23. Nice time for him. Currently, the fastest of the day has been that of Evan Pienta with a 22 flat. Your leader's fastest lap was 22:07, so we know Evan Pienta's fast. It looks like Steve T. Cole's made his way down pit road. So that'll give Evan Pienta the first car one lap down. You see Adam Bazale looking to take back one of his laps from leader Joe Selby. Joe not going to be able to put up a fight. Just let him ride on by as Adam's got about 40, just under 40 lap fresher tires than him. Oh, and we've got a caution. Oh, it's the 43 of Christopher Allcar. You see him at the bottom of the racetrack there in the middle of the backstretch closer to turn 3. Let's go ahead and jump over and see what all happened. More than likely got loose off of turn 2. See him already without a back bumper. Oh, some frustration with Michael Edwards and the 43. So some contact between the two. Christensen and J.R. Deal get by. Tempers flaring here at Richmond. No surprise. That's what you get when you get some short track racing. Let's go ahead and look at this from the view of Michael Edwards. Just some frustration between the two. You see, Michael looks like he went to give him a little bit of a bump of displeasure from the earlier contact, and maybe Allcar was not happy with that either. So both of those drivers right now scored in the 14th and 15th positions. Definitely not a great points day for the two of them as they look to Hopefully, come home with a victory next week at Kansas and make up any time lost points-wise here. Here comes Joe Selby, John Garrett. Nigel Christensen's going to stay out. Interesting strategy for him. Last came in on lap 60, 42 laps ago. Evan Pienta should be your lucky dog here, so good job for Evan. Not what anybody else is going to want to see. I think everybody would have preferred he stay one lap down because, he's going to make his way back up to the front in no time. We'll see him come down the pit road, more than likely get 4 fresh good years. He'll have to start out back, but don't let that fool you. Christensen decided he's going to come down the pit road, so maybe just didn't want to be in the way of some of these championship contenders. So get himself a lap led, some extra bonus points. Doesn't mean he still can't move his way up to the point standings as well. So Joe Selby looks like he will rotate back out as your leader. Adam Bazale came in about 9 laps before everybody else did, lap 92. I'm sorry, yes, 92. So he got one of his laps back. He should be able to get a wave around here along with that of Kyle Akers. Revenger, we see him right there, and Steve T. Cole. So all those drivers looking to get a wave around, get one of their laps back, as Akers and Cole are both 2 laps down, and Revenger about 13 laps down. Still, we talked about it week in and week out. He might have some struggles here and there, but he still is out there trying to finish every single lap, and that will pay off. Every lap you get under your belt pays off. So good for Revenger. We hope to continue seeing him every week at the racetrack and trying to make a difference. We'll see as time goes the improvement he shows. We're gonna go ahead and bring in Joe Selby. We're gonna go ahead and bring John Garrett. He's your first guy. Excuse me. Hey, John, this is Angel in the SRM broadcast booth. You got me?
10-4, about to go green here.
Well, John, I know you're not the leader right now, but we pulled you in because you're the first guy. You're the farthest up, of your championship contenders. So, what's the plan here before we get green?
Oh, just going to try to survive here. I know I've got a top 3 car at the worst if I just stay out of the mess.
You've been doing a great job, John. Good luck. We're going green here.
10-4, appreciate it.
Sorry about that, guys. Started talking about other things, and I keep forgetting we should probably bring some of these drivers in for an interview. So that was John Garrett. Second place driver, we'll see Joe Selby look for a big launch here. As he does, nice launch there for Joe Selby. He'll easily take the lead. That puts John Garrett and Tyler Stillwell side by side here as they go into turn 1 for second place. John should have a nice launch there off of turn 2. He'll clear Stillwell easily. Derek Watkins is actually now going to get to the outside of Stillwell, looking to take the 3rd position from him. And Josh Anderson's going to follow. They're using that outside to their advantage right now. Stillwell probably on these cold tires is kind of hard to put the power down. So when you're on the inside, it can really be hard to get a good run. Oh, and just as we say that, he's going to get loose off of turn 2. What a save! Nice save there for Stillwell there off of turn 2. Wow, that's a fantastic job right there for Tyler Stillwell to hold on to it and keep it going. Joe Selby is your leader. John Garrett, Derek Watkins, Josh Anderson, and J.R. Deal all just now put their fastest laps of the race as John Garrett gets to the inside of Joe, and he'll take the lead from Joe Selby here on lap 109. Coming down to around 50 laps to go, and John Garrett, he just said he knows he's got a top 3 car at the worst as we see Josh Anderson take 3rd place from Derek Watkins. So as we mentioned, John Garrett, he said he's got a top 3 car at the worst today. He's looking to put himself in victory lane for the first time this season in the Ballistipax Cup Series. We've seen him be consistent. We've seen him at the start of the season have some bad luck. I knew he had some speed in my wins. I had seen the flashes and just some bad luck, but the second half of the regular season really turned it around, put himself in the playoffs. Here he is leading with 50 laps to go in this one. Josh Anderson once again putting down his fastest lap of the race, his back-to-back laps. He is putting it all out there with just 50 laps to go, knowing that this could be the final restart, and you got to make up every position you possibly can. That time around, John Garrett, Joe Selby, identical laps, 22-28. Tyler Stillwell put his fastest lap of the race right there at 22-25, so he is about 3/100ths of a second faster than your leaders right now. Evan Pienta, 6/100ths of a second faster than your leaders right now. He's mired back in 5th place though, 2.5 seconds behind the leaders. But again, with just under 50 laps to go, I would not put it past Evan Pienta to make his way back up there. He'll be looking for a caution to try to make up some more time, but he seems already at the back bumper of Garrett Watkins. John Garrett currently holds on to about a half-second lead over Joe Selby. Just a tad faster that last time around. 2/100ths of a second faster. You see, it looks like Joe's going to look a little bit high here. Try to get a good run off of turn 2. Back up here to our close views. Joe Selby still looking there. Looks like he lost a little bit of time. Maybe about a 10th. I'm going to keep it the same here. Exactly the same laps, matching laps, 22:39s. Josh here hanging on in the 3rd position. Derek Watkins trying to hold off Evan Pienta. Derek knows that his chances of making it through the next few rounds is holding back to 0-0 of Evan Pienta. JR Deals enjoying himself a nice points day as well, up here in the 6th position. Jeremy Clapper as well. Remember, 8 of the 12 drivers move on after next week's race at Kansas. Right now, John Garrett, Josh Anderson, Derek Watkins, Evan Pienta, excuse me, J.R. Deal, Jeremy Clapper. 6 of those 7 drivers looking pretty good. Adam Bazale trying to make up some time. Then you have that of Christopher Alcar and Michael Edwards back in 15th and 16th at the moment. John Garrett's now pulled away a little bit more, up to 0.8 of a second lead over Joe Selby. Josh Anderson here in the number 7 car. Derek Watkins doing a good job so far holding off Evan Pienta. Actually pulled away quite a bit from Evan, about a 2-second difference almost. Not sure if Evan slipped up at one point or just Derek has been able to pull away. Evan's having to draw back for a few moments. I think right now would be a perfect time to bring up a turn it up session here on SRM with just as we're going to be coming down here to 40 laps to go. So I will shut up and let you guys enjoy the beautiful sounds of these cars for a few laps around this racetrack. Alright, that was our Turn It Up session here, brought to you here on SRM. As we see, Joe Selby has made his way up, closing it in here on John Garrett as we're coming down now to 29 laps to go here in the Children's Hospital of Richmond at VCU 160. Didn't fit completely across the top of the screen. Actually, maybe we can make some adjustment here. Let's see if it'll show that now. There we go. Shows it. It's showing our race info is coming up a bit too much. So here comes John Garrett is going to pull back away here in that lap, gaining 2/10 on Joe Selby. We need to go back here and look at what happened with Derek Watkins as a caution just came out there. Oh, Derek got really loose off of turn 2, was just trying to keep it locked in there, and that really cost him time. So he did make it back up to the 6th position that through there. Let's go back up to your leaders here, see what brought out our caution today. It's like Revenger in the number 54. Oh, he's going to tag the wall and get into Jeremy Clapper. Alkire sideways as well. Kyle Akers makes it through. Jeremy Clapper, he's a guy looking to battle for the championship as well. We'll see, did he get any significant damage from this? Nothing too bad. Oh, Derek Watkins got into Alkire. That's what turned Alkire around. And then Watkins got into the back of Clapper. They'll keep it together, though. So I have to wonder, maybe does... Oh, Clapper's got some heavy damage here. Oh, something else happened. He did not have this type of damage. As he's coming across here. Oh, Alkire was sitting there. Looks like I can't tell if Alkire was trying to move down out of the way, but heavy damage there for Jeremy Clapper. That's going to hurt him quite a bit here. We're now down to 26 laps to go. I'm not sure if Jeremy's got himself a faster pair to use. He's going to come down pit road here. John Garrett, Joe Selby, of course, coming down for fresh set of tires. Josh Anderson as well. Derek Watkins back up here to 4th. Evan Pienta got himself a fresh set of field goods up here in the 5th position. We'll see what kind of aggressive moves him and Derek Watkins make to try to get to victory lane. J.R. Deal sitting here in 6th place, a playoff driver. Looking for, hopefully, maybe some of these guys in front of him make a mistake or two. He'll gain a couple more spots, but right now, as it looks, he's got himself a good look into the next round. Adam Bazale as well in for some fresh tires. Jeremy Clapper does indeed have a faster pair to use. Each driver gets one faster pair. Just wasn't sure if he had already used it or not. So here comes Jeremy Clapper off of pit road. He'll cycle back through here in the 7th position. I believe Adam Bazale should also be back on the lead lap. So right now, if you look at your top 7 playoff drivers, Joe Selby's going to be the only guy not in it. So his goal today and right now over the final 20-something laps we'll have is to make sure the playoff drivers finish 2nd through 8th and he gets that number 1 position. Go ahead and pull up here's your leader. Let's go ahead and pull up the points once again and how they look. Evan Pienta, Michael Edwards, Derek Watkins, Adam Bazale. Right now, missing from today's races are 5th, 6th, and 8th place. That is James C. Jones. He said he will not be able to be here for next week either for teaching reasons. Jalen Battle's not here. Not quite sure why he isn't. I didn't get a chance to find out before the race. DG Swiss, as we had mentioned, he's got some issues with power going out where he's at with some storms. So John Garrett, Josh Anderson, Jeremy Clapper, J.R. Deal, all those guys who are looking in. We're on the outside looking in, having some good points days today. trying to make up as many points as he could. So here we are. 22 laps to go. We hear John Garrett. Oh, they're going to stack up a little bit. John's going to get a good start, but Joe's going to stay close. Enough so he can take second. It looks like Josh Anderson might have been a good loser on that one, alongside with Evan Pienta behind him, as they didn't get the run off the corner. But here comes Joe Selby. Oh, Joe's in the wall. Oh, Joe's going to be in the wall there off of turn 2. He's going to lose a ton of time, as he's now going to stay side by side with Derek Watkins for 4th. It's exactly what John Garrett needed, for somebody to have a mistake and get stuck to the outside there. Here clear for first, but here comes, oh, and Derek Watkins sideways. Sideways there off of the turn, some damage to the inside wall, some contact. These drivers are giving me too much to talk about. I'm going to lose my my breath here. Oh, it doesn't look too heavy. I think he should be all right to continue going. That time around, John Garrett and Josh Anderson, their fastest laps of the day. But here comes Evan Pienta looking on Josh Anderson. Josh looking to try to hold him off. As we mentioned earlier, with Derek Watkins, Josh has got to be having the same goal. Hold off Evan Pienta. He does not want him to win, but Evan will drive deep here to turn 1 and will clear Josh Anderson for second. Now Evan's got 0.6 of a second in front of him, with 19 laps to go to try to catch John Garrett. He's got plenty of time in front of him, as we are now down to 18 laps to go. Really only has to gain so much. He gained 0.02 of a second on John there. John gets a little bit squirrely, I think, off of turn 2. J.R. Deal in 5th place just ran his fastest lap of the day as well. See how much did Evan Pienta cut off this lead on that lap. Almost 0.3 of a second Evan gained there. He is on a roll, looking to try to pass John Garrett. But I'll tell you this, folks, John Garrett's not going to be an easy man to pass. Just because you can catch him, Evan, doesn't mean you're going to pass him immediately. That time around, Evan was about 0.04 of a second faster than John. But Evan's got plenty of time, 16 laps to go still, to try to make this pass on John Garrett. The question is, how does he do it? Where does he do it? Jump on board here with Evan Pienta, see what his front looks like as he tries to chase down the number 66, John Garrett, right in front of him. See, he got the turn 1 and 2 so good there. Really was able to get back on the throttle quickly. He's now on the back bumper of John Garrett. John looks to be a little bit stronger here off of turn 4, which definitely be the turn you want to be stronger off of. See, Pienta really rolls to the center of the corner well. A little bit squirrely that time. See, Evan's going to come in a little bit higher, try to get a good run off of turn 4. We see John just pull away a little bit, ever so much on the exits of these turns. Steve T called that time with his fastest lap of the race. Oh, look at how loose Evan was. What a save. Look at the hands working there for Evan Pienta's left, right, keeping it going. Wow. No driver will be content with second place today, as he's looking to try to keep tracking down John Garrett. Evan's got 2 wins this season along with Michael Edwards. He would like to make it 3 here. Back from this view, look at the top 4 right on top of each other. All within 1.3 seconds of each other. John Garrett, Evan Pienta, Josh Anderson, all 3 playoff drivers, and then you got your 4th place driver here, Joe Selby, just looking to try to be the playoff spoiler and get himself a win on the season. Then about 3 seconds back, you have J.R. Deal. Adam Bazales made his way back up to 6th. Jeremy Clapper's in 7th, trying to hold off. Oh, contact with Derek Watkins. Oh, what a save there by Jeremy Clappers. He made contact with Watkins. as Clapper came down off the turn to try to angle it, and Watkins is coming up off the turn, just kind of the normal way you drive off of turn 4 depending on where you're at. So contact there, great save by Clapper to hang on to it. We'll go back up to the lead here. John Garrett still holding about a 2.5 tenths of a second lead over Evan Pienta. This is coming down to the wire. 8 laps to go. What does Evan Pienta have for John Garrett? Is John Garrett just kind of toying with him here? Like I said, just because you can catch him. Oh, look at that thing. Loose there off of turn 2 for Evan Pienta. One thing about Pienta is he will not stop driving the wheels off of this thing no matter what. Then you got Josh Anderson here in third. He's looking maybe, get some luck. Evan Pienta and John Garrett make some contact, hopefully, for him off of a turn here. And maybe he can sneak his way into a victory. Nonetheless, these top 3 are enjoying a very nice points day as they'll go into Kansas with a bit of a cushion on some of these other. Oh, and Evan Pienta into the wall there off of turn 4, driving it. I'm saying the wheels off of it, trying everything he can to try to catch these John Garrett. But he is slowly but surely seeing John Garrett pull away here now as we're going to be coming down to 5 laps to go. Evan just sideways each time off of the corner. Let's look at this nose. This is what he's looking at here as well. John Garrett seems to be coming off a little bit lower, maybe looking for a little bit extra grip at the bottom of the racetrack that's not available on the high side. That time he'll come off at a decent spot right along with Evan Pienta. We're now down to 4 laps to go. That time, John pulled away by almost a tenth of a second on him. Here, the throttle on Evan Pienta's Chevrolet Camaro eBay Motors car, just feathering and trying to keep it under him. So John Garrett now has got 3 laps to go. Some lap traffic a little bit further ahead. I don't know if this will make a difference, if they'll catch him in time. Could possibly though. Look at the throttle. Listen to the throttle control there on Evan Pienta. Phenomenal. Keeping this car under pace, trying to catch back up to John Garrett. Jump back to the TV view here. See Josh Anderson about 1.5 seconds behind Evan Pienta. One lap to go here in the Children's Hospital of Richmond at VCU 160 at Richmond Raceway. Revan Jur's going to move out of the way, let the leaders go right on by. John Garrett's going to drive here into turn 3. He's going to come off turn 4. John Garrett waits for the playoffs to get his first victory of the season in perfect fashion as he holds off a hard-charging Evan Pienta for the win. Pienta's going to come home in second. Josh Anderson going to round out the podium in third place. Joe Selby going to come home in fourth. Adam Bazell with a top 5. Derek Watkins in 6th. J.R. Deal here in 7th place. Jeremy Clapper holds on for 8th. Good point stay for all of those playoff drivers. Minus that, of course, of Joe Selby. Kyle Lakers in 9th. Mike Thomas made it back in for 10th place. Great run for those guys that come back. What a day. Look at this. Burn it down there for John Garrett. As we look here at the number 7, Josh Anderson, it rolls by our camera view. We'll stop it right here. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and bring Josh Anderson into the booth. Let's talk with our 3rd place finisher. Hey, Josh, this is Angel at the SRM broadcast booth. You got me, buddy?
Yeah, I do. How's it going, Angel?
Josh, it's so nice to talk to you here. We talked earlier before the race. I told you we'll be talking here at the end of this one, and a 3rd place finish will get you that How did this race go overall for you?
Well, I'm going to have to thank my unspoken coach at the beginning of the race, man. Thank you, sir. Because the shifting actually helped me out a lot. A lot. I wasn't shifting in practice, but I went to shifting in the just on the front stretch, and it worked out really good. I mean, obviously, I wasn't as fast as John or Evan there. John was insane. He ran a great race, but yeah, I just played slow. I slow played it. I mean, as much as I could, without burning my tires. I think I came in one time, my tire was real close to blowing.
Yeah, I think we saw at one point somebody blow a tire, but I mean, we looked on your onboard at one point. You were rolling to the corners. You had that steering wheel just nice and smooth, and I think that really contributed to your top three here and being able to hold off Joe Selby, who just dominated the race. So,
Yeah.
nice points day. Let's go ahead and who do you got to thank for today's race?
Well, I'd like to thank Kool-Aid Monster for first and foremost. They and DG Swiss. He's got a huge league here, and it's great, man. I like to thank him, and my teammate Jeremy Clapper, you Angel as well, James, which James and Bud, both of them got caught at work. They couldn't make it to the race. And it's just a blast. Ballistipax helps us put this, helps DG Swiss and Derek and everybody put this on. They do a great job. I enjoy it, and thank you for putting on a great broadcast, man.
Well, Josh, I appreciate it. You guys make it a fun broadcast to put on. Congratulations on the podium finish. A nice points day here going into Kansas. Good luck next week. We'll see you next week at Kansas.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. That was Josh Anderson, your third place finisher here at Richmond. Let's go ahead and jump now over to Evan Pienta. Let's go ahead and bring him on in. Hey, Evan, this is Angel in the SRM broadcast booth. You got me?
I do.
Evan, great job today. I called it even when you went a lap down. I said you got plenty of time in this race. Don't count you out whatsoever, and you drove yourself back up to second place. Wasn't quite the win. What more do you think you needed there to catch John?
I honestly, I don't think I had anything. I don't think I deserved P2. Um, if this race could have been 15 laps, I would have won. But anything past that, I was gonna be dead last because I had nothing, absolutely nothing after 15 laps. My car got so tight, tight. Every single pit stop, I checked my tires, and my right front was always at 20% or lower on the tire wear. So I just struggled, and that's kind of part of why I went a lap down at the start. I figured if I could just split it up into threes and pit like 53, 53, 53 or whatever, I could have a shot and just kind of shorten up the runs as best I could. And even then, it was still a struggle. And so when I got put a lap down there, I tried making it back up, and then the caution came out through the cycle, which was unfortunate. And kind of had to ride around a lap down there for a little bit, and then was able to get the lucky dog and had to make up my ground from there. And was fortunate to kind of get that caution in the middle of the final run and have a 30 lap run. So it was probably a little bit longer than I wanted for that final stint because that my goal at the end. I knew I didn't have anything. My goal was just to try and ride behind John and keep up with him and hopefully not push as much as I normally would, and then just wait to have, if I have anything left at the end, to just pounce. And that just obviously didn't work. So credit to him, and I know the 99 was really good out there. Those two were class of the field today.
Well, Evan, absolutely, you said it best. I mean, these cars, you can tell really the tire wear was a struggle for every driver today. Really, it just felt like whoever could save the tires the best in the long run was going to have the benefit. Nonetheless, your pit strategy didn't entirely work against you. You still came home P2. Great points day for you going into Kansas next week, especially with some of the other playoff drivers having some trouble today. So we'll see what you got next week. We've seen you how strong you've been on those mile and a halves. You got anybody you want to thank tonight?
You for putting the broadcast on, obviously. Derek and everybody at SRL Ballistipax for putting the league on. My teammates at Forward Bite. I know Jalen couldn't get out here tonight. I don't know what the situation was there, but hopefully he can show up next week and get that win and lock himself in through Kansas, so we can both try and continue the Forward Bite running deep into the playoffs. So
Absolutely. Evan, thank you very much for putting on a show like you do every week. It was a blast watching you drive from the back there. Wish you luck next week. We'll see you then.
thank you.
All right. Excuse me. That was your second place driver, Evan Pienta. We're going to go ahead and bring in now. Let's go ahead and switch over to his view as he burned it down. John Garrett. Hey, John, this is Angel in the SRN broadcast booth. You got me?
10-4, how's it going, Angel?
Man, going pretty good. We can have a bit of a longer conversation on this interview.
All right, 10-4. It's not one to go.
Absolutely. I always say I get distracted talking about the run, and then I realize, wait, I got to interview somebody during the caution. Nonetheless, John, great run there. I mean, it seemed like you saved your stuff for the end at the best time, and yeah, I mean, you had a great run. What was the goal there at the end, and how did you hold off Evan Pienta?
Yeah, you tell me. I don't know. He's pretty much the master at these races, I've noticed. But yeah, although we had a lot of long runs once we got going, and that's the key for me in most races. I don't have a lot of early speed, but I tend to be able to save tires and be there at the end of a run.
Yeah, Evan mentioned that his tires were kind of gone after maybe about 15 laps or so. So that final run of about 30 something laps really worked to your favor. He said he just had nothing for you there at the end. You drove a great race. You said you had a top three car at worst, and instead you went ahead and brought it home with the victory and a perfect time to get your first win on the season here as the playoffs start at Richmond.
Yeah, it's couldn't be a better time than win here, unless it'd be the last race of the playoffs. But yeah,
Well,
battling those guys, to be able to beat some guys of that caliber in these cars is pretty cool.
Well, John Garrett, it's nice for the fans to see you. I've had his confidence in you since the start of the season. I've seen you race in other series. We battled it out in those as well. Nice to see it coming true here. Who do you got to thank for your victory today?
Yeah, I mean, like I've been up front a lot, but something crazy would always happen. So it's nice to finally finish it off. I've got to thank Fort Worth Screen Printing, Athens Screen Printing, Head Candy, Outrun Esports, Alfredo, the Twitcher, and my Twitch stream, John T. Garrett. Got 10, 11 viewers going on here. And Richmond Flores, and I appreciate y'all, Angel, doing the broadcast for us. I do want to give a shout out to DG Swiss. He got me into this league. He paints a lot of my cars. I hate that he missed a race. I think he had a power failure, and that's a bad situation for him. I certainly like to race him.
Yeah, we've had a couple guys shout him out this week. Today shows the type of caliber person DG has been and what kind of leader he's been for this league. You're right, he's put on a great league. It's been a blast being able to broadcast for it. We hope he'll be back next week. We had some drivers had some misfortune today, so I wouldn't quite count him out next week. So great job, John. Great job on your victory. Go ahead and carry that momentum on to next week.
Yep. All right. I appreciate it, Angel.
I had no problem. You have a great day. See you next week. That was your winner, John Garrett, doing it in fantastic fashion here, waiting for the right moment to get his first victory on the season. We'll go ahead. Let's bring in your grid here for the final results. All right, so as we just spoke with John Garrett, and the number 66 takes home his first win of the season here in the Ballistipax Cup Series. Evan Pienta comes home in second. Josh Anderson going to round out your podium in third. Joe Selby started on pole, had a pretty good day all the way around, leading plenty of laps, just a little bit of a mishap on the last restart. dropped him to 4th place. Adam Bazile, a good points day as well for him in 5th. Derek Watkins had some issue kind of as well in that last restart. Came back to finish 6th. J.R. Deal scratching his way into the playoffs last week. Going to come home in 7th place and a good points day for him as well. Jeremy Clapper in 8th place, also one of your playoff contenders, getting some good points. Kyle Akers in 9th. Mike Thomas is going to round out your top 10. Steve T. Cole is going to be your 11th place driver. Nigel Christensen in 12th. Revin Juror in 13th. Michael Edwards in 14th. Tyler Stillwell in 15th. And Christopher Alkire is going to round out the field in 16th position. Well, I have to say it was a fantastic race in Richmond. We saw some tempers flare for a moment. We saw playoff drivers win a race, finish all but one position in the top 8. We had playoff drivers have some misfortune where they couldn't even make their race today. But I think we've got plenty of room still next week for one of them to put on a show and hopefully win the race and stun the rest of these guys. I want to thank everybody here at Ballistipax for allowing SRM to do the broadcast each and every week. As I always say, they put on a show for us, as for you, the fans, to make it a great broadcast. I want to thank Ballistipax for being the title sponsor for this series, doing everything they can to put themselves out there and really allowing this series to continue and being a top-notch series. Children's Hospital of Richmond at VCU as well, being the sponsor here at Richmond Raceway. That will be all, folks. It was a pleasure. This was Angel Santiago with Sim Racing Media Network for the Ballistipax Cup Series at Richmond Raceway. We will see you next Wednesday, same time, 8:30 for the second race and the cutoff for the top 8 drivers in the playoffs at Kansas.